Ladies and gents, welcome to the SpellForce Free Rising Star League, where, well, the non-pros are playing. Don't want to get wrecked by Don Hyperion all the time. This is the place. AttackSpeedEnjoyer is in the red color, playing as the Orcs. And on the other side, we've got JustDumbKnight playing as the Humans. Got the Occultist Hero for AttackSpeedEnjoyer, and the Wolfguard Commander for JustDumbKnight. We'll go through the skills in a second. Just a quick shout out to the map and its creator, Nathan. Really good job with this one, I think. It's one of the... I want to kind of call them new standard maps. Like, look at this. There's no cliffage. There's no giant walls. It's just open plains. But really pretty. I got an interesting creep camp here in the middle with the Medusa Vixen, as well as the Stalker, so one extra Medusa in those camps, and that one can heal and all that kind of stuff. We've also got the Scorching Wyverns in the corners, and these bases are also connected to the Godstone. Oh, sorry, the Wyvern base is separate. This is the one next to it, so it's actually pretty good for reinforcing. There's a lot of sectors overall. So the players should be able to have a large macro game if they so choose. At least my games almost always end up being large macro games on this map because there's just so many resources, right? There's not a ton of iron, but it's a good amount. So these bases are pretty important, 500 iron each. This base has iron in it as well. And so does this one with the Godstone. Now, of course, it's mirrored across the diagonal line. Now, let's go through those skills. AttackSpeedEnjoyer, actually not deploying all the points just yet, but there it is. Okay, he's getting himself a Blood Sacrifice, which applies bleeding, but he doesn't have Blood Confluence, interestingly.
Building completed.
We'll see what he does with that. He's got Blood Harvest, so every kill he does restores a little bit of health for him. And with the Occultist, you don't have focus, right? So you don't have mana, basically. You cast your skills with health. So you gotta be a little bit careful with overcasting them. He's got Nullify as well, which will allow him to pull in an enemy. Wolfguard Commander steals an entire creep camp, and now JustDumbKnight is definitely worth looking at. So we've got the left side skills, gets pulled in there for a second for an extra hit, but all that does is slow down the regeneration. We've got a Shadow Strike, a Fatal Blow, and a Whirlwind, as you might expect. The Shadow Strike is a teleport that does a little bit of damage. At level 2, it gets a lot more interesting because it will slow down the target. So if you cast that on a retreating hero, you might as well be able to catch them. Build order looks good. Hunting cabin in the first base. This is an upgraded frontier post, which is, to be fair, fine to do with the humans, but usually you'd want to go a little bit wider just so that you control more territory. I think this royal flag will in fact go up, but the Occultist would be able to prevent it if he had gotten here just a little bit sooner. He's really strong with the single target attacks. A lot of lumber mills back here for the Orcs. Double hunting cabin and a single stone cutter. So all the buildings are accounted for. And then it's wood and food, I think, in pretty much every base. That's a very early stonecutter, so we might see a quick tier 2 here. Or we might see pesterers to be found out. Let's see. Guard Commander must be fairly close to level 3, but it seems that the Occultist is gonna get here first and clean up these easy creep camps with the undead. They are basically paperweights. They're not a challenge. He one-shots them during this demonic pact ability. And the orc base comes up. The orcs do really like to expand super wide. Their buildings are cheap, they're weak, but their workers are advantaged over the other factions. So first off, they gather from huntable animals faster, so they'll have a lot of food long term. But that's not all. their buildings only require 2 workers, right? So when you make them, you get a very granular economy. They start basically gathering faster because you don't have to save up double the amount of resources first. So it's quicker time to action, basically, for the orcs in terms of the economy. Then they can proliferate that through their cheap bases. And it's a snowball effect, essentially, against the other factions. The other factions have to hold on to dear life during tier 2 phases, but they are certainly able to strike back once they have a really good army themselves. The orcs do have a really good tier 3 as well, but not as good as the other factions, I would say. It's all about momentum plays. It's all about reaching that 200 population mark way faster than the others can. That's where they shine, but they also struggle a little bit with early pressure. So if you go for a really fast tier 2, if JustDumbKnight had spent a little bit more money on unit production, and I think at 5 captured sectors you can definitely head into barracks. I personally like it to do it already on the 4th one. So these barracks should be completed, and there should be a handful more infantrymen, which would allow JustDumbKnight to clean up some of these bases, or go for the Medusa, which is equally worthwhile doing. The Wolfguard commander is only at level 2, so that's a huge problem, in fact. I'm gonna try to save this base here, AttackSpeedEnjoyer is. I think the infantrymen are going to go down here. Ay, ay, ay. The watchtowers come up, this base holds actually. The frontier post is also going to upgrade, so with so few infantry, you basically can't stop this. And now with tier 2 being in, some iron can be harvested here. Where's the iron? Where's the iron? Oh, this little... That's it? That's it. There's 2 little patches of it though. Can't see the second one all of a sudden. Oh well. Medusa. Meanwhile, the orcs are also pumping out their scoundrel as well as their warg riders. I still wouldn't recommend to aggro all the 5 Medusa at once. That is a lot of damage, in fact. And the warg riders and the gobos aren't particularly strong. There's some healing coming through for the Medusas as well from the Vixen. I think JustDumbKnight is doing this a little bit better, just pulling out 2 of them. The Wolfguard commander is already at level 3, which is nice to see here. Stasis goes through, but only 1 of the scoundrel is affected. The Medusa Vixen is, in fact, very, very strong. And we could see yet another heal here for the Impaler if AttackSpeedEnjoyer gets a little bit unlucky. He has a lot of resources in the back. Aww, just a moment too late for the heal. Nonetheless, this should be a quick road to potentially level 5 even. Another heal comes through. Plenty of focus available for the Vixen still. And we've got a nice little stasis there, slowing down the whole crew. Meanwhile, the Humies are starting to get some work done, but there's just not enough infantry here. Where are the infantry? Okay, an Arbalest is coming, but it's gonna run through a base, and there's gonna be a watchtower here as well now. Additional units are coming in, but meanwhile the orcs have already cleaned up, and level 5 is in fact achieved. AttackSpeedEnjoyer has 4 points to spend. Definitely would like to see Sanguine Burst for that powerful magic damage in an AoE. And it what it does is I think it removes bleeding. No, it doesn't remove bleeding actually. That's crazy. We got Blood Like Tar, which applies bleeding and an impair in an area around the hero, but it reserves 500 health, which is a lot. But there are 3 points, excuse me, in death resilience already, and I think the rest of it should go into these ultimates. Blood Confluence has been picked as well.
We're being attacked.
And JustDumbKnight is being attacked. No repair just yet. Tier 2 is in, but the Wolfguard commander won't be easily able to teleport back there at 56 health. There's not much he can really do about this realistically. Doesn't have potions even. Has a little bit of gold, so should probably spend it on that. But meanwhile, I'd be surprised if the orcs don't yet have access to tier 2 units. They don't have their research structure, actually. Uh-oh. Where's the war pit? I mean, I guess AttackSpeedEnjoyer hasn't played in a while. And it's a priority anyway to get some of the iron economy going. What's this miner doing here in particular? Are we having a problem on this map with the iron? It's possible. I think we might need more iron nodes. So that the workers can get to work. We're gonna watch this in a second. There's gonna be a little fight here. Maybe. Because really the orcs are taking over the sector, so... yeah. Difficult for the humans to do much about it. And they're getting surrounded also. Potentially the occultist will go down here, but chugs a potion just in the last possible second. And heals himself back up with that blood leeching. Insane. Wolfguard Commander will be going down. Oh, knocked down as well with the pull. And that's an entire army wipe. So let's take a look at those miners. They are getting back to work now. And if we add the extra ones, will they function? Or will they run in circles? No, they are fine. I'm not sure what was happening there, but it might be beneficial to have an extra node. It's a little bit too buried, perhaps. Anyways, the orcs have momentum, guys. There's 100 population against 0. So I think the big lesson here for JustDumbKnight is, instead of trying to be fancy and steal the creeps of the opponent, just take your own sectors. Go down here, here, teleport back, take this, take this, take that, take this. In fact, this one can wait. Go here, secure the iron, and you're comfy from there. Then you walk back here, take on the Medusa, get your barracks up on the 4th base, 4th expansion, not counting the main. And then you'll probably have enough units to more easily take the Medusa on. You'll have level 5 on your hero, you'll have the big knockdown ability, Earth Shatter for Wolfguard Commander. It's just going to be a lot smoother. For AttackSpeedEnjoyer, I think the only thing that was missing here is the tier 2 units. So, you know, by the time it's like 12 minutes, we expect to see a few hunters. But other than that, it was pretty clean. He did exactly what I said in terms of the pathing, right? But then saw an opportunity to grab some enemy sectors. And obviously the orcs are going to take it. They have a lot of resources, so that's good. GG. It's a best of 5 though. Let's see next one. Ladies and gents, welcome to game number 2. JustDumbKnight is sticking with his faction, the humans. And on the other side, we've got ourselves an AttackSpeedEnjoyer. It's going for elves. All of the maps in this tournament are going to be custom made. This one is made by Ra. It's called the Breathing Swamps. Got the Wolfguard Commander and got the Ranger here. AttackSpeedEnjoyer is going to teleport forward right away to get a little bit of edge on movement. We've got some pest bugs, which are not normally in the multiplayer maps, but with the mods, you are able to get stuff like this done. We've also got the giant moles. These are normally campaign creatures. And we've got the mutated cave spawn as well. For the large creeps, we've got the giant spiders. There's the trapper, an iron skin, and the huntress variants, all with their different abilities. I think the strongest one is definitely the poison one, which is, I believe, the iron skin. Is that the case? I'm actually not super sure about it. They also have some contact effects here with the impairment and enfeebled. Very strong movement speed and attack reduction on that one, but only that. Okay, we're skipping a base in order to get to the top sector. Brave move. I'm not sure I love it, because there's no food up here, you see. But at least it does secure JustDumbKnight, the creeps, and the sector itself. But The Ranger is here anyhow. There will be a little bit of fighting over this. Gotta grab the flag, indeed. It's an important sector for the long term, however, because there's a Godstone. And connecting your bases with Godstones is just super, super important in SpellForce. Especially if you can get both of the corner sectors connected with Godstones. That's insane, because you can put pressure on the other guy, and they'll just have to be using their teleport stone correctly. But that has a really long cooldown, so you can't always rely on that. Royal Flag is not gonna come up, but the Wolfguard Commander is able to deliver a lot of damage on that Ranger. By the way, the Ranger has the Hail of Arrows and Spirit of the Forest skills for now. Nothing else, and just 1 point in Deep Waters rather than 2. We've got 2 points in Brute Force. I think this is not great. It would be better to have 2 points, because then you can just keep resummoning your puppy and you can do your Hail of Arrows. There's also no single target skill, which is a problem. And the Ranger is not going to be winning this. Like, the Wolfguard Commander is just a better brawler. Ranger has different functions. It's mostly about picking off already weak units. Okay, we got a Woodcutter and a Woodcut. Oh, 2 Woodcutters in the same base. That is not something you see very often. It's gonna be just 6 workers per tier 1 Elven base. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Puppy versus puppy. Let's go. AttackSpeedEnjoyer be like, my one is bigger. Okay. Interestingly, he didn't send a Guardian with him. I saw the dot on the map and I was confused. They should definitely go together there to make this process faster. The puppies actually do a lot of damage. So it's good to spread it across multiple of your units, because out of combat you'll be healing, regenerating I mean, and that's just very convenient to have to do less of that per unit. All of them are getting it for free anyhow. Good production on the infantrymen, and a very quick tier 2 for human standards. I don't particularly love that. I think the Humies could just play with a lot of infantrymen and a bunch of arbalists, and they'd be absolutely fine with that. But maybe we're gonna see some special tactics in this one. It's been a while since I've seen anybody go for quick griffins. But honestly, the chicken strat, I don't think it's all that good. They don't have a resistance profile, which helps. Like, they're just balls of health. They don't care what's shooting at them. Okay, AttackSpeedEnjoyer does get in some damage on the infantry. Potentially should be able to take him out, but so far the Guardian is getting targeted by JustDumbKnight. That's exactly how it should go. Target the weak links. Another hail of arrows lands on the infantrymen. The Ranger might just go down here. It's dangerously close to dying, this one. Oh! Wolfguard Commander is gonna get out at 30 health. That's insane. Even the infantrymen were dangerously close to getting one shot. They're really lucky that AttackSpeedEnjoyer is still level 2 and didn't spec into anything else. Didn't resummon the wolf or anything like that. But now I would say AttackSpeedEnjoyer has just a lot of sectors. It's a little spooky for the humans. Ooh, I don't like this teleport. Nor do I particularly like this upgrade here. I think the elves can just chill and go tier 2 for the most part once they have their bases up. Though it does help to have just a few of the Guardians out, because, well, they can swap into ranged mode and then go after these creeps. Right, the mutated cave spawn, although the resistance profile doesn't help with that, but it's got a contact effect. So when you attack it, it will retaliate by placing a cursor on you that stacks up to 5 times. It reduces your resistance, and at 5 stacks, it's a minus 100 resistance. So that's murder sauce, but having ranged units and a ranged hero is fantastic news there. Okay, we're going to the merchant in the middle of the map. And the reason that's special is because there should be a special item, but if you disable the mod with the unique heroes, you don't get that. So AttackSpeedEnjoyer just went on a goose chase here. Must be confused.
Good choice.
But yeah, the players didn't want to explore the extra heroes, they just wanted the maps. Well, the maps are mandatory. That's what the tournament rules are. So I guess AttackSpeedEnjoyer is gonna chill, wait for his tier 2 units. Do we have production? Nope, not yet. I guess the priority will be to get iron. There are 3 iron mines here already. Not here. It's gonna be more in the middle. And let's see what the Humies are doing with their stuff.
I'm at your command.
It's just infantrymen, so we didn't really need tier 2. You see, we're still in frontier post anyway. At which point I'd say, just spend the money on existing bases, right? You can do this stuff on tier 1, and if you don't spend on tier 2, you can do it earlier. Which means you'll get more resources, which means you'll start tier 2 being able to immediately make use of it. There is an iron mine, yes, but JustDumbKnight doesn't have food, so you can't make units anyway. No chickens, no keepers. Nobody's going for the most right now. I think it's 5 minutes peace kind of mode, so we're gonna fast forward a little bit. We've got Grove coming up. And the Elven Iron income has really begun now. There's a lot of stone picking going on here. Oh, going for the spiders, that's risky. They're very, very strong. They have been empowered and hastened as well by one of them. And I think it's actually the Iron Skin one that does the poison bomb. Oh boy. That's a very, very strong poison. 15 pure damage per second. You cannot resist it. And the spiders have really strong attacks anyway. Especially with the buffed mode and 24% hastening. Well, their attack speeds are insane, actually. Holy crap. The Huntress is going nuts. I think the entire human race will be destroyed here by the spiders. Oh no. That's dead. At least levels up, but at what cost? All your men have died. Yeah, the spiders just require a lot of army. And ideally spread out, or you know, arbalists in 2 or 3 groups would be great. Now the elves are gonna go in with a little bit more advanced units. We've got the protector, for example, who will help resist at least some of these guys, but they also have magical damage, so the protector is not an all-out solution by herself. But the warden adds in a lot of damage here. As you can see, the guardians are dying just the same. Huge enfeeble coming through. And there's a poison as well. The puppy is trying to help, but only has 30 damage while nerfed. Oh my goodness. Definitely both players went in way too early. This is the hard camp. You're supposed to do this one first. Most of the time anyway. Oh my goodness, the Guardian goes down. Sorry, the Protector goes down. And the Guardians are poisoned. I think they might actually all go down. This is a lot of damage. Fortunately, the Wardens are still alive. And now all the Spooters are dead. What's the item we get? A revitalizing ring. It's not bad. It's not great.
Yes?
And what about JustDumbKnight? We've gone shopping and got the Immaculate Halberd, so that's looking pretty good. We're also level 5 and have Earth Shatter, and started to spec into auras a little bit, so that's good to see. But it's not active as of yet. The infantrymen have Warhammers, and no doubt they're getting their shields.
Yes.
That will mean some extra health for them. And of course, hitting the Iron Base has to be the objective. Plenty of elves here. If they teleport in, I'm sure they can defend this. But there's no repair. And there's no teleport. AttackSpeedEnjoyer is gonna lose it. Instead, we're gonna try to take the creeps. As I said, there's a very strong weakening there, but with this many high-tier units, it's easy. Like I said, this is the easy camp, definitely, compared to the spiders. Looks like the humans are just gonna take this over. That's some very expensive iron mines to lose. And typically speaking, I don't think the elves super urgently need that level 5. It looks like Unending Volley will be the pick. And we've got 4 points in Brute Force. So this is supposed to be pretty strong here. But whether the Ranger will be able to keep on target is another story entirely. If the humans upgrade this, they'll take all the wood from the destroyed iron mines, by the way, as well as some of the pre-gathered iron chunks over there. Once they build their iron building, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. The elves take over. The humans are just going to hit the other location. This is why the Godstone is so useful. The humans are tier 3 and getting Aria now. I think JustDumbKnight really doesn't like the early game. Just skips all of it. The Wolfguard Commander has been knocked down, but it's her turn for a knockdown there. Most of the elves get slapped into the infantry, but there's just more elves. And the Wanderers are starting to cleave through the army there with their pass-through arrows. The Wardens are also very powerful, and the Protectors provide an aura to all these guys that make the basic damage types of Strike and Pierce not matter as much. It's a 20% aura. Not percent, 20 resistance. And JustDumbKnight has to run off. What now? We're still just on 45 outposts, so we're not seeing any tier 3 tech actually coming out. But if we start seeing some champions, that could change the tides a little bit.
What now?
AttackSpeedEnjoyer is pretty chill for now.
Building completed.
Still has a decent amount of iron income, but I think this iron base over here shouldn't do grove stuff. It should be swapped. These two could be swapped out, and then just make your barracks here, or perhaps in this one. Actually, there's some unallocated buildings here, so all those resources have been delivered to the grove, but the workers aren't in, so they can't actually train the units. This is another of those SpellForce free economy things that you know, if you're really used to the game, you're not gonna have to pay attention to it. It's just second nature. But if you're not noticing it, you can absolutely gimp yourself, just like you can with overspending. SpellForce has this float economy, where, yeah, resources are coming in, but you can also go into the negative. And if you go too deep into the negative with too many queues, none of them will finish. So it definitely requires some finesse and learning. But once you're comfortable, it's really easy actually. It's just...
Sure I have just what you need.
It takes a long time to be comfortable because it's so unusual compared to the other RTSs. Plenty of fangs to sell here. Sell the fangs! The fangs are your gold. It's not direct gold drops from the animals on this map. So, you actually have to sell whatever they drop. Good counterattack by the Humies. Can they actually save their own base? Doesn't look like it. Bit of a base trade situation. Even with a smaller army, the Humies are actually pretty potent here, thanks to the high infantryman attacks and the catapults also contributing. If they can somehow split up the Elven army and have some of them idling, then they could take a fight too. But this is pretty good so far. So the humans taking over the sector does mean that they'll be able to gather all those resources off of the destroyed buildings. If the elves don't do the same to them, that's supposed to be an advantage. Unfortunately, I think JustDumbKnight didn't actually capture this. So he didn't use the Godstone, he used a teleport. Not the same thing. By teleport, I'm referring to the Stone of Homecoming, which is a skill of the hero. Okay, the tier 3 business is close to coming into play now. Got a good amount of Aria, and if the academies are actually going to produce mages, that could be a bit of a problem to protectors. There's not that many of them, but they don't have magical resistance. That's the main thing. And they don't boost magical resistance through the Phalanx buff either. So these Guardians and these Protectors are just little snacks for the Mentalists. We have a Keeper, we do have a Champion, and I suppose we're gonna have more. JustDumbKnight doesn't have a lot of resources to get it done. At the moment, trying to upgrade here to a border fortress is definitely a good idea. But we got the fire upgrade for the catapults. I didn't expect that. Perhaps the Wolfguard commander can do an Earth Shatter here to at least reduce the incoming damage a little bit, but does it on the wrong units, the ones that were not attacking the base. So it still goes down. It doesn't not upgrade to a border fortress, which would have saved it. But hey, the elves are kind of losing this fight, aren't they? Killing a hero is massive, however. That could once again change the tide. But there's just so many infantrymen. It's not all over for the elves, though. There's still a protector in there. The champions have had their upgrade, but I think it would have been just better to make more champions. And the Humies will fall as they get kind of owned by the protector aura there. They just didn't do any damage, really. Catapults are gonna do some short-range shots, but they're ultimately gonna get run down. They can't escape. And there's the Mentalists. But in this base, there's no way they're gonna lose, right? They have some AoE to them. Well, obviously the magic damage is just insane. Holding on rather nicely. AttackSpeedEnjoyer taking over the Aria/Lenya base is great news for him, because he's also got a high Sanctum, but I think he's got to do some kind of transition with his wood. It's starting to run rather low. And the good news about the elves is they can upgrade to Forester. So let's see if the Enchanter has done that. Yes, Foresters are unlocked. So if you want to upgrade your woodcutters to Foresters, you can do so at the cost of stone. And then they can reforest the bases. The elves have infinite wood. Not that they can do too much with it. It's mostly for construction. It's a very late gamey problem. You've got all the tier 4 Shrines of Growth. Well, that's great to see. There's an extra iron mine, very poorly placed, I'm afraid, but it's there. adds some income. Maybe the Mentalist pushing in here is a little bit overeager, but it's working so far. Sort of. I'm just worried because the Shrine of Growth level 3 is gonna snipe them all. They don't have a lot of health themselves, you see. Really good damage dealers, but they're certainly not tanks. Wolfpack Commander is gonna go down here. Good snipe by AttackSpeedEnjoyer. He's really enjoying his range. More like Attack Range Enjoyer. Didn't even spec into range yet. He could put all 3 points into it if he wants to. I wonder what he's gonna do with that. Oh, just deep waters. Okay, it's simple. It works. All the skills are now upgraded to level 2, so Hail of Arrows also includes an Impair. True Shot includes a bleeding after the fact. Another 160 damage there. We've got Bullseye with an Impair, which is for after the knockdown. And the puppy just stays a puppy. It's not a bear at all. Looks like the elves are gonna get taken down. I mean, the fire damage here is not something to neglect. But Commander makes it back into the fight as well. Yeah, she's gonna put an end to this. I think the elves have to consolidate a little bit before going for the thing. We've got Lenya Harvesters and a Purifier coming in. But too much wood is being spent by AttackSpeedEnjoyer, so I think nothing is gonna finish, in fact. A lot of the food has run out, so recycling some of these hunting cabins would relieve the need for wood a little bit. There's very many idols right now. Forester upgrades are coming through, but this is the overspending problem I mentioned earlier. Nice to see these completed. So basically every now and then they'll do a pulse, and they'll put back some trees. Unfortunately, the rate of reforestation is not higher than the gather rate, so the workers are going to be idle a lot. So what I tend to do is I consider it half a building, and I just take that half the workers. Less idle time that way. And you don't need that much wood in the late game anyway. Once everything is built, you're kind of good to go. Except if you're going to be building tons of watchtowers. They are expensive as hell. There's some wood here. It's much easier to just gather from a new place. Lenya Purifier is working hard. That's going to be so much Lenya. Are we going to go chill chickens in this one? Wait a second. No, it's all grows for now. It doesn't need to be like that. But there is a lot of iron still in the bank. So I think AttackSpeedEnjoyer could just make one more iron army and then swap to the Lenya units.
Let's get to work.
We got the classic Ballista Tower. I've seen this from JustDumbKnight before. It's no accident. Secures himself some Aria. This bottom base is important for both players. Oh, and bear in mind that Lenya and Aria are not the same thing. Aria is Tiara's bathwater over there. And Lenya is the spicy tea leaves. They distill it into this magic sauce. Both are drinkable, so they probably don't drink it. Right. They both look like mana potions. Earthshatter is denied. Does that mean that the base will go down? I mean, the elves are really overcommitting here. I don't like it. Can they actually win this fight? It's going to be such a close trade. A very daring attack, to be sure. Damage at any cost, ladies and gents. I think the humans are gonna win this. Just barely. Oh wait, no, let's do more protectors. Oh, probably not gonna win this. There's reinforcements coming, but I think they'll be a little late. As the last catapults fall, the elves are gonna be taking over. This was really close. No doubt that level 9 on the ranger is helping a lot. Oh, she's got the helmet as well. That's great. Getting the all-important iron up and running here. And no doubt some Lenya to follow. The elves can destroy all these buildings. There's going to be a lot of wood to relieve them a little bit here. There's just not enough elven units. The reinforcing humans are actually a problem. Mostly the ranger is going to be dealing with this. Unending volley on a keeper goes down easily. And the base upgrades. Here comes the wood. Oh, AttackSpeedEnjoyer needed that so badly. There's still wood here, by the way. All the iron's being spent. No doubt a ton of protectors will be coming out. I'm just watching closely about that Lenya. Because you see, a Titan is not out of the question with this kind of resource income. I think he could do it. I think he could do a Titan. Not so true for JustDumbKnight, however. Ari is a little bit easier to gather than Lenya because you don't have to... Whoa. The distillery takes care of it by itself. You don't have to, like, purify it. Shrine of Thorns is something we don't see every day. I love it. It's got these bouncy shots. They're really weak. But it's a strong building. It's a really strong building. At least the carrier workers are still gathering the resources that have been puked out by the buildings, right? But the AttackSpeedEnjoyer is still on minus 60 wood. Oh my goodness. What is he building that's costing so much? Do we still have... No, he's taking care of the hunt. That's really good to see. For JustDumbKnight, what we really need is the border fortresses everywhere. And hopefully he can pump out some champions, but he doesn't have a lot of iron bases either. It's a big problem. There's 2 iron bases only. Oh man, the Wolfguard commander gets knocked down. And now that the Wanderers have their magical damage, they're absolutely wiping out the champions. Take a look at that. The shots pass through everything, and applying the magic damage is just so much stronger than Pierce. In some cases, it's twice as strong due to how resistances work. And the protectors also have 1950 health at the moment, so they're just absolute giga trixies. AttackSpeedEnjoyer really likes the Wanderers, you can tell. Some of the protectors go down, but that's a sacrifice AttackSpeedEnjoyer is willing to make. He's 200 population to 38. Surely he's gonna go to the main next. I would love the addition of a druid or two just to keep the protectors healthy, but I mean, it's splitting hairs at this point, right? Take over this base, get a lot of resources if you want. Market's getting destroyed. There's gonna be some reinforcing units to try and hold the main. The main is quite strong in terms of like both health, repair, and damage. So if you target it nicely, you can take out some of the high damage units. But there's gonna be also a bear now to help tank. I think the Wanderers alone could take this down because you see they're no longer a pierce damage unit, so they're actually pretty relevant against buildings. With pierce damage they wouldn't be, but resistances against magic and strike are much lower. So it's 33%, right? Against strike and magic, but it's 66 against pierce. So now that they have magic in there, they just choose the better damage type. Bye bye Citadel. It's not even getting repaired because JustDumbKnight doesn't have wood. And it's gonna be game 2 going to AttackSpeedEnjoyer. Nice one. He didn't go for a Titan, right? It would have been nice to see, but what he did the job. Some high risks were taken, and for JustDumbKnight, I think, like I said in the very beginning, that was the most important part, so that I didn't comment much after the fact. But hey, if you play out your tier 1, get a nice army going, go for the creeps by difficulty first. This is going to be so much easier. You're going to have a smoother tier 2 transition. You don't need to rush tier 3 as well, because you just play out tier 2 a little bit, upgrade those infantrymen, and then go for your tier 3, add in your champions. Life is going to be so much smoother like that. Alright, welcome to Wolfguard Mage Academy. Next map here in the blue color, we've got JustDumbKnight, still playing as a humans, but as you've seen on the other side just now, we've got a mirror matchup for ourselves as AttackSpeedEnjoyer is also swapping to humans. I like that he's playing multiple factions in this one. Well, I typically recommend to play one. I think AttackSpeedEnjoyer is on the stronger side of the Rising Star crew. He's gotten a bye in his first round anyway because of, you know, the sign-up structure of the bracket. He's one of the strongest seeds in this. It'll be another Wolfguard Commander match. So JustDumbKnight is doing the right things, you know. Just focusing on the Humies for now. Pick the simpler hero. Just need to press a few buttons and it's all good. I'd like to see an infantryman at the beginning so that the creeping is a little bit easier. It's less pressure on the Wolfguard Commander's health, less pressure on the potions. I've got a Royal Mage from AttackSpeedEnjoyer, which I actually like a lot. Got the Fire Nova here. Did he go for full fire? Oh, what is going on? I'd like to see a second damage spell. He's gone for Fire Might, which is going to apply a weakening, but it's so much better to just have a Spark in addition. In fact, you can do all the left side stuff. Hailstorm, Spark, and Fire Nova. But it's probably better to just do Spark, Fire Nova, and Deep Waters. That way you can clear a little bit easier. However, if you're confident, you can just do the free damage skills because they'll use up all your initial focus, and then you still can cast one more Spark. So that ends up working pretty good. However, the weakening is just 10%, so it doesn't add up too much. Good to see the Spark added. You can see how much faster that is. Anyway, later he'll get to enjoy his attack speed, because once you have Fire Might, you can absorb that into extra attacks. Sorry, that's the ice. He needs to absorb the ice in order to do that. Right now, it's all fire. If we add Biting Frost, or at least Hailstorm later, you can do all of that. Biting Frost level 2 is actually really cool, because if you chill someone, you can freeze them. But you have to actually get to that level 2.
Wrong place, wrong time, friend.
Then obviously Hailstorm is super useful for combining with the Meteor later down the line. Looks like JustDumbKnight is gonna be taking it easy, coming down here, taking the Banditos and the Iron Sectors that go with that. That's looking pretty good. Got an early barracks, a very early barracks indeed. But that's not how you usually do this. So because the barracks take 2 workers and sectors give you 4, it's usually a good idea to use the 4th sector or something like that. And then just put all your 4 workers into barracks. Make 2 barracks, basically. Level 3 versus level 3. The Royal Mage is still not a brawler, but the weakening does help. Then again, so does a single point into Arcane Force, which is a 10% damage increase. It's the same thing. And that's always on. It doesn't depend on your aura. So the Fire Might is really important actually for that consumption later down the line once you want to do Absorb the Elements, because it will give you extra projectiles and extra damage on all your abilities. Power multiplier actually, so it like also affects slowing and whatever. You know, Shield does a slowing here from Hailstorm, and if you have a power multiplier from Arcane Force or from Absorb the Elements, then the slowing effect gets stronger, not just your damage. Then you drop in your meteor on the slowed enemies, and hopefully you hit, because they either don't see the telegraph of it, or or they just weren't looking. There's a hailstorm. Should be able to get some kills here on the infantryman. That's pretty good. Nice one. And now just run away. No need to stay. Wolfguard Commander gets some nice hits in on the Royal Mage, but ultimately it doesn't matter too much. I like the extra units coming out here. It's just a little bit too early. So now AttackSpeedEnjoyer would definitely need an extra base. Got a lot of extra stone to spend. And that's exactly what would happen with the barracks if you do this correctly. Would be using that to build those. Once again, a way too early tier 2 attempt by JustDumbKnight, but he does cancel it. With the additional units, the Royal Mage does have a much better time here. Might be able to upgrade the flag too. But like I said, the Wolfguard Commander is an absolute brawler. She can take it. Not forever, but for a while. Flag is now upgrading. There's a bunch of mountain lions here. And the two are going to fight over that a little bit. Some idle workers from both players need to be placed somewhere. And I guess I'm starting to worry a little bit about the AttackSpeedEnjoyer's number of bases. Like, that's just the 4th base that he's getting. Meanwhile, JustDumbKnight is going up to base number 6. Expansion number 6. Correction. That's the main 2. Takes a potion there. And maybe, just maybe, AttackSpeedEnjoyer is running out of potions. So if JustDumbKnight survives here and gets to chug or teleport out, still gets the base. Well, I'll tell you something, the Arbalists aren't going to be able to take this base. Do we have barracks? Yes, we do. It's a good base for them too. Make sure to get some food at the same time. No too early tier 2 this time, so it's looking much, much better indeed. Now, if AttackSpeedEnjoyer just gets a few more units in there, heals up his guys, he should be able to take the Gnars. Now, the Gnars are very dangerous. If you can pull 2 of them at a time, then great. 3 of them, still great. All 5 of them, this early in the game, it's potentially suicidal, right? Given the low number of units right now. You could have more units if the build order is perfect, but not by much. By the way, I see that barracks only has 1 worker in it still. The problem with that is it will work at half speed. So Arbalists are taking much longer to train right now. Like I said, the Gnars are dangerous. They'll put these bloodied stacks on enemies. And if they do that, they'll be getting attack speed against that target. But I think AttackSpeedEnjoyer enjoys that. He just takes it. With the Frontier Outpost, things have been made much easier, of course. The Brandcaster should be going down quickly enough with minimal losses to AttackSpeedEnjoyer. It's kind of acceptable to lose 3 units to these guys, but not ideal still. Perhaps we could see a little counterattack here from the Wolfguard commander. She's got her armor piece for a lot of extra resistances here. And there are more Nars on this side. Granted, they don't give you an epic item or anything, it's just a medium cap. This guy could, oh, sorry, this guy could, but nobody goes for him. He's also a new creep. I don't think he's in the campaign even. I think this is a custom-made air elemental as part of the map set. Oh, this map is also made by Ra, I forgot to say. Oh, the Royal Mage is actually really on the struggle bus there. Might not have additional potions, but that's one of the best Hailstorm casts in a while. Of course, JustDumbKnight isn't going to stand in it. But it does protect the Arbalists. You get to shoot around a little bit. Of course, the base is doing its work too. Royal Mage is now nerfing the Wolfguard commander. Thanks to Ice Might. What that does is it's 7% enfeeble at the moment. It's gonna get stronger at the third stack once that's added in. Great use of the range. And JustDumbKnight has to get out of here. Perhaps it's time for a shopping run for AttackSpeedEnjoyer here. He's got a potion of fresh start, which can be sold for 600 gold. So his Nars are definitely generous in terms of like deploying resources. Okay, these barracks are correctly manned. It's good to see. Tier 2 is in for AttackSpeedEnjoyer as well as JustDumbKnight. But these forces are a little bit too small to strike a base down. You would need to be, I don't know, 3 times the size in order to do it. The resources are there for it, so, you know, JustDumbKnight just needs to pump a little more. Classic AttackSpeedEnjoyer's double towers. And the fortified outpost will be in as well. The shopping run is still on the way.
Our population is at maximum capacity. We need to expand.
Got a headpiece, got potions and the weapon, but it's not equipped. Neither of them are. Are we gonna see a teleport perhaps? Or is it gonna leave it up to the watchtowers to take care of the situation? Looks like it's mostly the towers. There is an aura on this Wolfguard commander, which is slightly helping to resist that. But it's just a 6 percentage point, I think. Yeah, 6 resistances. One by one, the infantry is getting taken out. The repair is still working very nicely indeed. The towers don't have their extra workers just yet, so they're also working at half capacity. Meanwhile, AttackSpeedEnjoyer is doing a counter attack. This is upgraded to a frontier outpost, but will it actually come through? I'm not super sure about it. It's gonna be close. But this seems to be a hold, right? As the infantry are getting taken out one by one. It actually is still going down in health very slowly. Now that might be too many infantry going down. Oh wait, this upgrades to a frontier outpost, or fortified, sorry. It's potentially enough, but I think if AttackSpeedEnjoyer just comes back to defend this, it should be fine. Yeah, that's a disaster there for JustDumbKnight. Looks like the fortified outpost will be protected. And the Wolfguard commander should be going down. That should mean level 5 for the Royal Mage as well. From the experience gained. Yikes. That's brutal. At least this stayed up. But who's gathering the iron right now? There's a little bit of iron gathering. think it's this sector that has iron. Nothing here just yet. Nothing for AttackSpeedEnjoyer either, though. He does have this base, but there's no iron gathering going on just yet. Perhaps he could unman the watchtowers and just get to work with that, with those workers. Bunch of hunters out here to take out.
Our workers are under attack.
Equipment equipped. Very nice. Still the basic armor, so you have to watch out with that a little bit. What? We have absorbed the elements, not Starfall. And still only 1 point in deep waters. Fortunately, absorb the elements doesn't cost any focus. But now with JustDumbKnight coming in, his infantry are actually upgraded. So I think it's very important for that Royal Mage to absorb the elements and take that fight. He would get 4 projectiles from his staff. And some crazy attack speed, which we would all enjoy. It's gonna shoot that barracks dead eventually. But right now he's purely on arbalists. Slightly dangerous stuff. Dangerous for the Wolfguard commander to dive in, but she's got 46% pierce resistance, so she can kind of take it for a while. Of course, it would be much better if she was level 5. Doesn't appear that these guys have their range upgrade just yet. You can upgrade them to 155 range in tier 2. It's pretty expensive, but hey, you can do it. Tier 3, however, is what we want. The range upgrade is coming, as well as the hardened oak shields. Warhammers have not been upgraded. I'm not sure it's as much of a priority. If you're going to be going for champions, then you don't need that. Yes! He's doing it. Is AttackSpeedEnjoyer going to be the first person in any tournament to kill the Greater Air Elemental? Wow, that was a strong skill. I've never seen that before. So you see, I've never had the opportunity in a multiplayer match to go and kill this. It's absolutely wiping the infantryman out. Uh-oh. Interrupt! Oh my god. It's so strong. Finally, someone going after it, though. Here comes the counter-attack. It's a really awkward timing. This is why nobody does it. Because A, you lose a lot of shit. And B, the counter-attack potential is insane during this. Like, look at how long it's taking. Is there also some significance to this number of 12,501 health? What's that one doing there? Anyways, this has been predictably taken out. But hey, AttackSpeedEnjoyer has himself an ability cooldown ring, which is pretty nice, as well as a shit ton of gold. Hey, this is a sector! It's an Aria sector, you have to take it. It's got Tiara's bathwater. Take it? No. At least he got the Troll Guard, of which there are quite a few. Can't just cross the bridge, you have to pay your dues. I have to say, JustDumbKnight is really starting to get things together. Add a few more billets, and all of a sudden, it looks like the population advantage might just be too much. What skills did AttackSpeedEnjoyer pick up just now? He went full wheel of Arcane Force. We got level 2 of Hailstorm, but still no Starfall. Starfall is insane, especially at these levels. I think it would shock me if people could split against that. the trick is you lay down your hailstorm and put the starfall right in the middle. So it really takes a trained eye to spot the visuals of that. Especially in the heat of battle, when you have other stuff going on. Of course, if you do spot it, it's fairly easy to walk out. Let's see, absorb the elements. We need to enjoy the attack speed. Come on. It's a lot of infantrymen, I have to say. Ooh, that's a really good fire nova there. Was that just now, he's the biting frost. That's wild. If it's just level 1. Absorb the elements, sir. He's not doing it. No. We're not using the ultimate and the Royal Mage gets sniped. Oh no, the overwhelming numbers from JustDumbKnight might just roll everything now. There are a lot of very low health infantrymen, but with that many catapults, I think you just bull rush the bases. It's okay to lose the infantry. They're replaceable. JustDumbKnight has a lot of resources for it too. 170 population. And there's a keeper to run down the slower arbalists. The keepers are a little faster than normal infantry. Not much, but just a little bit. It's just that arbalists are slower than infantry, so you put the two together and keepers can kind of chase them down. And in tier 3 you can upgrade them for super speed, which is neat. Absolute destruction here. No heroes to rebuild the place. I think you could just walk all the way into the main and there's nobody that can stop it. Freaking Troll Guard is going nuts on the economy too. Hailstorm's gonna be a little bit annoying. Stack building is well on the way for that Royal Mage. Catapults don't quite have enough room. Would need to be moved a little bit, but the Citadel's going down nonetheless. It's getting fixed. That's a lot of damage coming through all of a sudden. I don't think that Citadel can make it. Come on, AttackSpeedEnjoyer. Absorb it. There is repair. But I think this would take... Oh, there it is. We can enjoy the attack speed, but it's too late. He took out 3 catapults. Imagine if he had Starfall there. I think he could have potentially stopped this whole thing from happening with Starfall. It was entirely doable. But catapults are slow. And if they're slowed by 35%, well, they are probably unable to escape a Starfall, right? That's my thinking anyway. It was a good strategy by AttackSpeedEnjoyer, but he kind of... He took the Air Elemental and he lost everything. He lost his army there. Then JustDumbKnight went to kill his base. And you can't have both of those things happen at the same time because it creates a snowball effect. Yikes. I don't think anybody can take that Air Elemental without already having won the game, maybe. It's a bit of a problem. It's a very aggressive map with the players being close to each other. But hey, maybe one day we'll get a standoffish late game and somebody just goes there with tier 3 units and bonks that thing on the head. It should be doable in the deeper late game. It's just this map doesn't seem to give us that. Next. Okay, looks like they are replaying another game on Breathing Swamps. Technically not allowed, but I'll allow it. It's fine. They've already done their games. Let's just let it happen. We got in the blue color JustDumbKnight as the humans. He's on the other side, however. And here we got AttackSpeedEnjoyer. Excuse me. The sides are swapped. Once again, we got the Royal Mage. And you know what? I like this hero quite a bit for here. It's a fairly easy level 5 map. There's got to be really careful with those puppies because they're going to be strong. Very high damage for a level 1 hero to deal with. So I always recommend to go down there with an infantryman. The first step you do should be making an infantryman. Otherwise, you'll be taking, like, that kind of damage. Oh no, the bags! JustDumbKnight, this is the second time I'm seeing this. You gotta take those. It's a lot of gold. Well, it's not gold, it's pelts, but still. Scout harassment is on. But it's difficult to make it work on this, as the base kind of protects your stone. We have too many maps in the official map pool where, you know, there's just only one stone in the base, and then the dwarves just kind of get ruined there if the base doesn't end up protecting them, especially. And there's a lot of that going on. Ancient City, or what's not a good example of that? Mind is blank at the moment. Actually, many of the maps protect stone very well. I guess Wastelands of Zoo doesn't either. So in these two, you probably don't super want to be dwarves. I think on the others, it's okay. Because the base will protect. More or less. You can still get idled. But anyway, not relevant for the human mirror. All the humans need is a good second base with stone. First expansion, whatever you want to call it. Look how many more bases AttackSpeedEnjoyer has taken. I don't understand the skips. Like, it's okay to skip through 1, but if you skip 2, you still have to go back to claim them eventually. And that's not easily done. Scouting post here should finish up. But we're trying to upgrade 2 bases at the same time, and that's not necessarily the easiest thing. Now, AttackSpeedEnjoyer doesn't end up attacking it, which is great news overall for JustDumbKnight, because I think he could have destroyed this base, this sector. Could have been taken over by him. Try not to upgrade 2 sectors at once in this super early stage of the game, I think. Just do 1 at a time. Then they'll get done faster. And actually, the other thing is the woodcutter here as the second structure isn't ideal. So it should be stone, food, wood. For each of the expansion bases. That covers the first 3. This ended up being the other way around, and the whole thing is very delayed, in fact. You can see that AttackSpeedEnjoyer is doing it a little bit more correctly. He went stone, food, wood, and he's got a new base coming up already with another hunt. And now you can do a double barracks into another double barracks. So you could like put 4 barracks here in this base, or 2 here, 2 here. Or some people would just put 2 here right away instead of the hunting cabin in the 4th sector. That's always an option. Now, unfortunately for AttackSpeedEnjoyer, 0 population. That's not usual. Even JustDumbKnight has 2 infantry already, and the 3rd one on the way. Nearly done. That looks pretty good, but I think once the barracks come through, it should... Where are the barracks? They're not coming. Anyways, on this map, I'd recommend not so much the infantrymen, but the arbalists, because it's so much easier to take out these guys with them. Not because of resistances, but because of the melee penalty of the mutated cave spawn. If you hit it, you get a retaliation curse. Super early tier 2 once again for JustDumbKnight. I don't like it. You could just grow the economy. Get out some barracks. Get out some army. Get some hero levels. And then go tier 2. Because in SpellForce, you can't really make use of the fast tier 2 as the humans. Right? You need iron. You still need the infrastructure for barracks. Or perhaps you want to go a different approach and you want to go for those chickens, right? Okay. You'll still need the iron. You'll still need super expensive, what are they called again? These things, the academies.
We're being
They're
attacked.
20 stone apiece, so they're more expensive than barracks. But then you have chickens, right? And the creeps can't attack the chickens back. So that's actually pretty interesting. I'd like to see someone try. But I think you just outspam that stuff. It's a pretty tight map, right? Like you've got these extra choke points. And I think in those locations, flying units are going to be super valuable because you basically make use of another dimension to have units on top. Whereas you can't just make 200 population arbalists and have all of them shooting at the same time. They'd have to walk into melee range. There's just no space for it. So making use of another dimension is just a fantastic idea. It's especially something I always recommend for the Dark Elves as well. Just add in your emissaries in late tier 3 because you can't have pure Yoshis. Uh-oh, we're doing it again. This is not enough units for the spiders. I was really hoping we'd go here for the moles, but not at all. No, we're gonna go to die instead. So you have chosen death. Ay, ay, ay. Well, the Arbalist is toast. And I don't think the Royal Mage is gonna have a much better time either. And this time AttackSpeedEnjoyer doesn't have the Fire Might and all that stuff to nerf the spiders. And that's some pretty brutal takedowns. But hey, level 4. And the Trapper Spider at least doesn't poison people. And goes down fairly easily to the range damage, so this is not too bad. I have to say it's a pretty nice little group for JustDumbKnight as well to try to take on the easy creeps. Really hope to see it. But he's almost posturing for an attack down here. Let's see if it's that. Is actually AttackSpeedEnjoyer just gonna go for the other spiders? Because his army has grown in the meantime. Even though he's lost some units, it's not too bad. 4 unit losses is acceptable against spiders. I've certainly had worse myself. But I think you just learn to respect those spiders and you'll have a significantly better time. This was good enough, almost. Okay, quickly taking down the cave spawn. Just to not get caught with pants off. Level 5's achieved for the Royal Mage.
We're being attacked.
Let's see the skills. They're not all equipped yet. I'd quite like to see Starfall and Hailstorm, but Absorb the Elements is also pretty good. I'm more worried about just a single point in focus here. Wow, Wolfguard Commander goes down. And so will all these infantry if they stay. Oh, the Fire Nova is so good. They're all going down? Okay, maybe those two will escape. Barely.
The outpost has been built. We've expanded our borders.
Good work by JustDumbKnight getting those guys out, but I mean, this is a major, major loss. Sure, you've destroyed the base, but this has cost you way more. Quick rebuilding action necessary, but I think the AttackSpeedEnjoyer humans could just go here and take those relatively easy creeps out pretty quickly. We are population blocked. Now the upgrade for this flag would help, but it's limited. The humans don't get much population from these. It's just 5, and it doesn't matter how much you upgrade them, it's just 5. You have to make your billets.
Well then.
Kind of like you just have to eat your broccoli. Hey, they're not bad, the broccoli. Just put them in a spicy meal. That's my recommendation. And maybe steam them instead of boil them. They will at least have some taste left. Level 6. Let's see what he's doing with it. Oh, incinerate? Not that spicy. No broccolis involved. No starfall. That is extra spicy. What is this hero build? Oh, sorry, we missed this. Anyway, it's just a level 5. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the standard Wolfguard Commander thing of picking Earth Shatter here and maybe the level 2 for Shadow Strike. A little bit of brute force, perhaps. And then with level 6, you can pivot into aura skills. Hey, no! The bag.
Building completed.
Whew. Got nervous there. 5 focus ring. Bell has been rung, so this royal flag won't turn into productive base as long as that's on. But hey, the infantrymen are all upgraded here. Absorb the elements! Everybody's getting knocked down, but the AttackSpeedEnjoyer just a lot more stuff. And he's shooting 4 projectiles. The hero is dead already. He's going nuts right now. Holy shit. Look at that damage. None of these light units can resist magic. And he's got a lot of it. I think they're just gonna take over that base. AttackSpeedEnjoyer has been printing like there's no tomorrow. He's even got a scout here? It's not an upgraded scout. He's not gonna go mass scouts, right?
Alright then, let's get to
As much as I'd enjoy that. Okay, the drill halls are coming online. Not sure for what. Is he gonna add keepers here? Instead of like upgrading the infantry? I mean, you could do that. That is... I made a really good prediction. This was not gonna be a productive base for... JustDumbKnight. For all the wrong reasons. Try to jump to tier 3. I mean, what he's done in tier 2 is largely correct. Actually, upgrading the infantry, getting almost all the bases to fortified status, having some iron mining online. I think it could be a little bit more than it is right now. Especially in this one. But it's roughly there. This is broadly what we need to see. Before that tier 3. Keeping this base would have been important for the Aria. But Aria is not the priority Iron is. Aria comes next. I'm afraid this frontier outpost isn't gonna make it. Even with the teleport in, this is too low health. Already to stay up, and that takes out some more of the iron production, and there's not enough units here for JustDumbKnight to defend. They are coming, but the hero teleported by herself, and the Earth Shatter is missed. There's no armor on her either right now, unfortunately. To be fair, there isn't anything on the Royal Mage as well. It's just the basic staff, right? No, it's a tier 3 staff, excuse me. Got a lot of fangs to sell later, if it ever comes to later. But I think it's looking bad for JustDumbKnight. This might be a banishment into the loser's bracket, which is not the worst thing that could happen, but it could happen. Uh-oh. least it's an upgrading base. This army isn't too bad. Like, I think if it upgrades to a fortified outpost, you can hold this. Yeah, an AttackSpeedEnjoyer is in fact going to... Oh, wait, this is a flanking maneuver. The Earthshatter's pretty good. Catches a lot of those Arbalists. AttackSpeedEnjoyer is forced to do splits left and right. But because the Wolfguard commander just doesn't have armor, she can't take that focus fire. Now the Royal Mage is absolutely opening up. He just used an Incinerate as well to deliver some more AoE damage. And JustDumbKnight has been completely reset. This is a base that's getting taken over now by AttackSpeedEnjoyer. He's killed so many units just now. Sure, he'll lose some of his own, but that's absolutely fine. I'm not sure there's a way out of this for JustDumbKnight. He's got his base is cut in half. All his rally lines are now going through an army. And so every unit that crosses will end up at low health. The triple tower push. Classic AttackSpeedEnjoyer move. He loves to do that. Keeper R2 joining the fight wouldn't be the worst. But still, the towers are just a little bit too much. I like the Catapult edition because they just do so much magic damage with that fire. But they need stuff in front, right? They need to be the extra addition. I think the infantry here are just going to run down the base. They are still unupgraded infantry, by the way. And it doesn't look like AttackSpeedEnjoyer is going tier 3 anytime soon. He's got a bunch of idle workers, but he's got so many resources, it's kind of fine. I think he just clicked it. Tier 3 is coming. Oh, he's got the health upgrade as well for the infantry. That's nice. Definitely going to be breaking the base here. Wolfguard Commander is back, but with a very, very puny army. I'm not even sure they're gonna get through this base if these guys end up teleporting back. And this was a very important base, in fact, with the support garrisons. The repair is helping, but I don't think it's enough. This base is gonna go down, just barely. There are all these fortified watchtowers now, so they're gonna be doing a whole lot more damage. Should be easy enough to rebuild here for AttackSpeedEnjoyer. He's taking care of some of his idols as well, I think. Right? Once again, the Arbalists and their ranged advantage is just massive. They are in such a large concave. Good positioning there. It's difficult for infantry to just run into that, because you just keep slicing your Arbalist into larger and larger concaves with distance in between each group. There's just too much running to do. Border Fortress is nice here. Definitely. I think JustDumbKnight has no choice but to jump in. Try to protect it. Repair itself isn't enough by itself. Will be taken out. Oof. Really good earth shatter there. Maybe the mage is gonna actually go down here. Yeah, nice snipes. But it's a hero trade, and there's just way more army here for AttackSpeedEnjoyer, so I guess the snowball will continue. gonna fast forward here a bit because I'm sure he's consolidating. Just taking out these buildings. Well, we'll just come back with the hero, and 200 population will mean that he'll want to do the big attack on the main. Oh, not buying the hero. Oh, there it is. There it is. Royal Mage is coming. JustDumbKnight has no options left, only 3 expansion sectors, although they're border fortresses, which is nice. Just very difficult to afford anything on so little income, especially when it comes to stopping 200 population worth of units. So I guess these guys are just going to surround the base. The Wolfguard commander is going to come in. She's still got only her basic armor and stuff, so that's not so good.
We're being attacked.
And the Earth Shatter gets dodged as well. She's getting focused. Oh, she's got the tier 3 armor, but it's not equipped.
I need healing.
Not the hashtag no equip situation, please. Not that way. Not like this. Well, the first champion came out, but I guess AttackSpeedEnjoyer just takes it with superior numbers and a higher level hero. I'm actually surprised he got away with the spiders as well as he did. Good job overall. Hope to see more from both. Let's make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy this stuff. There will be more like this coming soon. I'll see you there.